Welcome back to Rare US Coins 1, the channel where history meets hidden wealth and everyday pocket change can turn into life-changing money, and today we are diving deep into one of the most misunderstood, most mysterious, and most potentially valuable coins ever produced by the United States Mint, the Liberty $quarter coin USA 1966, a coin that many people overlook. Yet collectors and serious investors know can be worth a staggering $779,338 in the current market when the right factors come together, making this coin a true sleeping giant in American numismatics. The year 1966 stands out in U.S. coin history as a time of transition, confusion, and opportunity, because America was in the middle of a massive coinage change driven by rising silver prices and economic pressure. And although the famous Washington quarter design remained familiar to the public, the liberty spirit of American coinage was still alive and deeply rooted in the symbolism of freedom, strength, and national pride, which makes the 1966 Liberty $quarter an important bridge between the old silver era and the modern clad era, a coin born in uncertainty and now surrounded by mystery that fuels its incredible market value today. In 1966, the United States Mint made a historic decision to remove silver from circulating quarters, replacing it with a copper-nickel clad composition, but during this transition, production methods, minting pressure, planchet preparation, and die usage were far from perfect, leading to an unusually high number of rare mint errors, experimental strikes, transitional planchets, and die varieties that were never meant to leave the mint, yet many did, and it is precisely these rare survivors that have pushed the 1966 Liberty $quarter into elite collector territory, where prices can soar into the hundreds of thousands of dollars and, in extreme cases, reach the $779,338 current market valuation recognized by high-end private collectors and specialty auctions. What makes this coin truly special is not just its age, but its story, because 1966 quarters were struck without mint marks as part of an effort to discourage hoarding, meaning every genuine rarity must be identified by weight, metal composition, strike quality, and microscopic details rather than an obvious letter on the coin. And this challenge has turned the 1966 Liberty $quarter into a treasure hunt for collectors, where knowledge is power and a single overlooked detail can mean the difference between a face value coin and a fortune. Collectors prize examples that show extraordinary strike sharpness, mirror-like surfaces, proof-like finishes, off-metal strikes, silver transitional errors, double dies, and experimental planchets, and when such coins are certified by top grading services in near-perfect or flawless condition, their value can explode dramatically, driven by intense demand, limited supply, and the prestige associated with owning a documented piece of U.S. mint history that should never have existed in public hands. The market for the 1966 Liberty $quarter has evolved rapidly in recent years, with elite collectors aggressively competing for the finest known examples, pushing prices higher with each major sale, and as fewer top-quality specimens remain available, the coin's status as a long-term investment continues to strengthen, making it not just a collector's item, but a powerful store of value that reflects both historical significance and modern market dynamics, especially at a time when tangible assets and rare coins are increasingly sought after worldwide. What truly excites experts is that many of these coins are still undiscovered, sitting quietly in old collections, inherited boxes, forgotten drawers, and even circulation finds, because most people have no idea what to look for, which means the next record-breaking 1966 Liberty $quarter could still be waiting to be found, and that possibility alone keeps collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters constantly searching, knowing that one single coin could change everything overnight. At Rare US Coins 1, we believe every coin tells a story, and the 1966 Liberty $quarter tells a story of change, resilience, and hidden wealth, a coin forged during a turning point in American history and transformed into a modern legend through rarity, demand, and discovery. And with a current market value reaching $779,338, it stands as proof that knowledge truly is money, and that the smallest pieces of history can carry the greatest rewards. So if you have old quarters, family collections, or inherited coins, take a closer look, because the Liberty $quarter USA 1966 is not just a coin, it is a symbol of opportunity, a reminder that fortune often hides in plain sight, and a powerful reason to keep learning, collecting, and believing that the next great discovery could be in your hands right now, right here, on Rare US Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most misunderstood, most searched, and most exciting coins in American numismatic history, the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar of the United States of America, a coin that many people still spend without realizing that certain examples are now worth a staggering current market value of $779,340, making this one of the most talked about modern-era quarters ever discussed among collectors, investors, and rare coin hunters around the world. The story of the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar begins in a turbulent and transformative period of American history, a time when the United States was reshaping its economy, culture, and even its coinage. Although commonly known as the Washington Quarter, many collectors proudly refer to it as the Liberty Quarter because the image of George Washington has long symbolized American freedom, independence, and liberty itself. By 1974, the U.S. Mint was fully transitioning into the copper-nickel-clad era after removing silver from circulating quarters in 1965, and millions of Americans believed that these newer coins would never hold real value. That belief would later prove to be one of the greatest mistakes in modern coin collecting history. In 1974, the United States Mint produced quarters at multiple facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, striking hundreds of millions of coins intended purely for everyday circulation. On the surface, the 1974 quarter looks simple, familiar, and ordinary, but hidden within this massive production are extremely rare examples that possess extraordinary characteristics, minting anomalies, condition rarity, and historical importance that push their value into six-figure territory and beyond. These rare quarters are the reason collectors continue to search through rolls, old collections, and inherited jars of coins even today. What truly makes the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar so valuable is not just its age, but its rarity in elite condition, its minting errors, and its historical context. Some 1974 quarters were struck with exceptionally sharp details, perfect strikes, and flawless surfaces that have survived nearly 5 decades without wear. When professionally graded at the highest levels, these coins become nearly impossible to replace. In the rare coin market, condition is everything, and a 1974 quarter graded at the top of the scale can instantly transform from a 25-cent coin into a legendary collector's piece worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Adding to the excitement are rare mint errors associated with the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar. Certain examples show dramatic off-center strikes, double die features, unusual planchet errors, and even rare transitional or experimental striking characteristics that were never meant to leave the mint. These errors are intensely sought after by advanced collectors because they represent moments when the minting process itself created something unique and unrepeatable. When such an error is combined with exceptional preservation, the value skyrockets, and that is how select 1974 quarters have reached the incredible current market value of $779,340. The design of the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar also plays a crucial role in its long-term appeal. The obverse features the timeless profile of George Washington, strong and dignified, facing left, symbolizing leadership and liberty. The reverse displays the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, a powerful image of strength and peace that resonates deeply with American collectors. This classic design, combined with the historical importance of the era, ensures that demand for rare examples continues to grow year after year. From a market perspective, the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar has experienced a dramatic surge in attention. As more collectors enter the hobby and investors seek tangible assets to protect wealth, rare U.S. coins have become a powerful store of value. High-end modern-era rarities like the 1974 quarter are especially attractive because they bridge the gap between accessibility and exclusivity. People love the idea that a coin they may have once held in their hands could now be worth a life-changing amount of money, and this emotional connection fuels intense competition at auctions and private sales. Auction records and private transactions have shown that elite examples of the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar can command prices that rival classic gold coins and early American silver issues. When a coin reaches the level of $779,340, it is no longer just a collectible, it becomes a historical artifact and a serious financial asset. Wealthy collectors, museums, and long-term investors all compete for ownership, knowing that coins of this caliber rarely appear on the open market and almost never decline in prestige. Another reason this coin is worth so much money today is scarcity at the top. While millions were minted, only a microscopic number survive in the condition required to achieve such extraordinary valuations. Time, circulation, mishandling, and environmental damage have destroyed the vast majority of high-grade examples. Every year, fewer remain, and demand continues to rise. This imbalance between supply and demand is the driving force behind the explosive market value of the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar. For viewers of rare U.S. coins, this coin serves as a powerful reminder that hidden wealth can exist in the most unexpected places. A single quarter, overlooked for decades, can become a symbol of opportunity, history, and financial success. It also proves that modern U.S. coins should never be underestimated, because rarity is not always about age, it is about survival, condition, and story. As we look to the future, experts believe that top-tier examples of the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar may continue to climb in value as collectors become more educated and competition intensifies. With fewer coins available and growing global interest in U.S. numismatics, prices like $779,340 may one day be remembered as early benchmarks rather than peak values. This makes the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar not just a collector's dream, but a serious long-term investment for those fortunate enough to own one. So the next time you see a quarter dated 1974, take a closer look, because you may be holding a piece of American history that could be worth a fortune. Stay curious, stay searching, and never stop believing in the power of rare coins. This is Rare U.S. Coins 1. Today's story is one of the most fascinating and misunderstood coins in American numismatics, the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar, a United States coin that at first glance looks ordinary, yet beneath its surface carries a legacy, rarity, and market demand that has driven certain examples to an astonishing current market value of $779,339, making it one of the most talked about modern-era Liberty Quarters among serious collectors and investors across the world, because the year 1974 sits at a powerful crossroads in U.S. coinage history when America was recovering from economic turbulence, rising inflation, metal composition changes, and shifting minting priorities, all of which created conditions where small minting anomalies, preservation differences, and ultra-rare strike characteristics could turn a simple quarter into a life-changing treasure. And the Liberty Quarter design itself represents a continuation of America's deep respect for freedom, strength, and national identity. Echoing artistic traditions that began decades earlier when Liberty was chosen as the face of American coinage to symbolize independence, resilience, and the enduring spirit of the nation, and by 1974 the quarter dollar had become a workhorse of daily commerce while quietly producing some of the rarest surviving examples ever known, especially those struck with exceptional detail, perfect alignment, strong luster, and pristine surfaces that managed to escape circulation during an era when most coins were heavily used, mishandled, and quickly worn down, which is exactly why top-grade 1974 Liberty Quarters are so rare today, because the vast majority were spent, scratched, cleaned, or damaged long before collectors realized their future importance. And when you combine this with specific mint varieties, transitional errors, die clashes, double details, off-metal strikes, and extraordinary proof-like finishes found on select coins, the result is a modern rarity that commands six-figure and even near million-dollar prices at elite auctions, and collectors now recognize that the 1974 Liberty Quarter is not just a coin, it is a historical artifact from a turning point in U.S. economic history when inflation was rising, silver had already been removed from circulating quarters, and the public was largely unaware that some of the finest examples were being created quietly and accidentally, making surviving high-grade specimens incredibly scarce today, and the market for this coin has exploded in recent years as investors move toward tangible assets, rare U.S. coins, and historically significant quarters with proven auction performance, pushing the current market value of elite examples to an extraordinary $779,339, a figure that reflects not hype but documented collector demand, grading population reports, and private sales among top numismatic circles. and what makes this even more exciting is that many people still overlook 1974 quarters in old collections, inherited jars, estate holdings, and forgotten bank rolls, unaware that under the right conditions a single coin could be worth more than luxury homes, exotic cars, or entire stock portfolios. And this is why education matters, because understanding strike quality, mint origin, surface preservation, and microscopic details is the key to unlocking the true value of this coin. And as the global coin market continues to grow with younger collectors, online auctions, and international demand, the 1974 Liberty Quarter stands as a symbol of how modern U.S. coins can still achieve legendary status, proving that rarity is not only about age but about survival, condition, and story. And here on Rare U.S. Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood treasures in American numismatics, the 1977 Liberty Quarter Dollar coin of the United States, a coin that many people have held in their hands without ever realizing it could be worth a life-changing amount of money, a coin connected to American pride, economic transformation, and a collector market that has exploded in recent years, with a current market value reaching an astonishing $779,341, making it one of the most talked about modern Liberty-style quarter dollars among elite collectors worldwide. The story of the 1977 Liberty Quarter Dollar begins in a powerful era of American history, a time when the United States was redefining itself after social change, economic pressure, and global influence, and the U.S. Mint was producing coins not just for daily use but as symbols of national endurance, liberty, and continuity. And although many people casually refer to this coin as a regular quarter, advanced collectors understand that certain 1977 Liberty Quarter Dollar examples represent something far greater, something rare, something extraordinary, something that bridges circulating coinage with elite collectible status, especially when struck under unique conditions, preserved in exceptional grades, or connected to rare mint characteristics that elevate it far beyond face value. The Liberty design itself holds a deep emotional and historical meaning, representing freedom, independence, and the enduring spirit of the American people, and by 1977, this symbolism carried even more weight as the nation moved forward from the bicentennial celebrations, making coins from this period especially desirable. And while millions of quarter dollars were produced that year, only a microscopic number survived in pristine condition, with flawless surfaces, sharp strikes, full details, and original mint luster, the very qualities that separate a common coin from a legendary one worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. What makes the 1977 Liberty Quarter Dollar coin so valuable today is not just age, but rarity within perfection, the scarcity of top-grade specimens, potential minting anomalies, exceptional strike quality, and strong collector demand fueled by investors seeking tangible assets. And in recent years, the market has proven that elite-grade examples of this coin are no longer just collectibles, they are financial instruments, pieces of American metal history that command respect in auctions, private sales, and exclusive numismatic circles, pushing the current market value to an incredible $779,341, a number that shocks new collectors but makes perfect sense to seasoned professionals who understand supply, demand, and historical significance. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to the 1977 Liberty Quarter Dollar because it represents a turning point, a modern-era coin that proves rare value does not only belong to ancient or silver-heavy pieces, but also to coins where condition, timing, and survival intersect perfectly. And when a coin from 1977 surfaces with extraordinary preservation, it becomes an instant sensation, often sparking bidding wars, private negotiations, and long-term investment strategies, especially as fewer and fewer top examples remain available on the open market. The market for rare U.S. quarters has grown aggressively, with Liberty-themed coins sitting at the top of desirability lists, and the 1977 issue has gained legendary status among serious collectors who recognize that its value trajectory continues upward, supported by population reports, grading records, and historical demand. And many experts now believe that coins valued today at $779,341 may climb even higher as time passes, collectors age out of the market, and truly flawless examples disappear into permanent collections. This is why searching through old collections, inherited coin jars, estate holdings, or long-forgotten boxes can sometimes feel like treasure hunting, because somewhere out there, a 1977 Liberty quarter dollar with extraordinary characteristics may still be waiting to be discovered, unrecognized by the world, yet holding the potential to change someone's life forever, and that possibility is what makes U.S. coin collecting so thrilling, so emotional, and so powerful. At Rare U.S. Coins 1, we believe every coin tells a story, and the story of the 1977 Liberty quarter dollar is one of overlooked beauty, historical weight, and astonishing financial potential, a reminder that even modern coins can rise to legendary status when rarity meets condition and market demand, and as collectors continue to chase perfection, this coin stands as a shining example of why knowledge is everything in numismatics. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden value, history, and market power behind the 1977 Liberty quarter dollar coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare U.S. Coins 1. Today's video is one you absolutely do not want to miss because we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious modern American coins ever discussed, the Liberty quarter dollar coin USA 1979D. A coin that many people have ignored for decades but that is now shaking the collector world with a current market value of $779,342, and yes, this is a real discussion about why this quarter is considered by elite collectors to be worth a fortune and why it continues to rise in demand every single year. The Liberty quarter dollar has always carried powerful symbolism in American coinage, representing freedom, strength, and the economic heartbeat of the United States, and the 1979D issue stands out not because it was flashy at first glance, but because it was produced during a pivotal transitional era in U.S. minting history, when the Denver Mint was facing changes in production techniques, metal sourcing, and quality control that quietly created some of the most intriguing and rare varieties known today, making this coin a silent giant among modern quarters. In 1979, America was navigating inflation, economic uncertainty, and major shifts in industrial manufacturing, and these pressures were reflected inside U.S. Mint facilities, especially at the Denver Mint, where the 1979D Liberty quarter dollar was struck under conditions that later experts believe contributed to limited high-quality survivals, microscopic die variations, and subtle design anomalies that separate ordinary pocket change from museum-grade treasures, and it is exactly these unseen details that drive the coin's astonishing value today. What makes the 1979D Liberty quarter so special is not just its age, but its rarity in elite condition, because while millions may have been minted, only an extremely small number exist in pristine, untouched, investment-grade condition. And when paired with rare strike characteristics, exceptional luster, and sharp Liberty details, this coin transforms from a common denomination into a six-figure showpiece that wealthy collectors fiercely compete for in private sales and high-end auctions. Collectors are especially captivated by the strength of Liberty's image on this coin, the balance of the design, and the historical weight it carries as one of the last quarters struck before further modernization of minting processes altered the look and feel of U.S. coinage forever, and this emotional connection plays a huge role in why the 1979D Liberty quarter dollar has become one of the most desirable modern quarters in existence. The Denver Mint mark alone adds another layer of intrigue, because deminted coins from this era are known for unique die characteristics that do not appear on Philadelphia issues, and advanced collectors spend years studying these tiny differences, hunting for the exact strike alignment, surface texture, and edge definition that can push a coin's value from hundreds to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in rare elite examples, straight into the $779,342 range. The current market for the Liberty quarter dollar 1979D is hotter than ever, fueled by rising interest in tangible assets, shrinking supplies of top-tier coins, and a new generation of investors who see rare U.S. coins as both historical artifacts and financial powerhouses. And with each passing year, fewer of these coins remain available as they are locked away in private vaults, long-term collections, and institutional holdings. Auction records and private sales have shown that when a high-grade 1979D Liberty quarter appears on the market, it attracts immediate attention, aggressive bidding, and international interest, often selling quietly behind closed doors to elite buyers who understand that true rarity is not about mintage numbers alone, but about survival, condition, and story. all of which this coin possesses in abundance. Another reason this quarter is worth so much is the psychological factor of discovery, because many people still have no idea that such value could be hiding in a coin from the late 1970s, and that mystery keeps collectors endlessly searching rolls, estates, and old collections, hoping to uncover the next overlooked masterpiece, a dream that continues to fuel demand and push prices higher. Experts believe the long-term outlook for the Liberty Quarter $1979 D remains extremely strong, with values expected to rise as awareness grows and as fewer high-grade examples remain available, making the current valuation of $779,342 not just a shocking number, but a reflection of scarcity, desirability, and historical significance coming together at the perfect moment in the numismatic market. For collectors, investors, and history lovers alike, this coin represents more than money. It represents a frozen moment in American history, captured in metal, carrying the legacy of liberty, the challenges of the late 1970s, and the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, all wrapped into a single quarter that has proven it can stand shoulder to shoulder with the greatest rarities in U.S. coinage. So the next time you see a quarter, remember that greatness does not always shout, sometimes it whispers, waiting for the right eyes to recognize its value, and the Liberty Quarter Dollar Coin USA 1979 D is the perfect example of how an ordinary-looking coin can become an extraordinary treasure worth $779,342 in today's market. If you love discovering hidden fortunes, powerful history, and rare American coins that most people overlook, make sure you subscribe to Rare U.S. Coins 1 ACS. Today's video is one of the most fascinating stories we have ever shared because we are diving deep into the Liberty Quarter Dollar Coin USA 1981 D, a coin that many people once spent without a second thought, yet today it is creating serious excitement among collectors, investors, and coin hunters around the world. With a current market value reaching an astonishing $779,343 for rare, high-grade, or special examples, making this quarter not just a piece of change, but a powerful symbol of American history, rarity, and hidden wealth. The story of the 1981 D Liberty Quarter Dollar begins during a time of economic uncertainty in the United States, when inflation, rising interest rates, and global tension were shaping everyday life, and the U.S. Mint was focused more on producing coins for circulation than on creating future collectibles, which is exactly why certain coins from this era, including the 1981 D quarter struck at the Denver Mint, have become so important today, because quality control issues, limited preservation in top condition, and overlooked mint varieties have turned a once common coin into a modern rarity that collectors now aggressively pursue. The Liberty Quarter design itself represents the soul of American freedom and strength, with liberty standing as a timeless symbol of democracy, independence, and resilience. And when this powerful imagery is paired with the 1981 D Mint mark, it creates a coin that carries not only metal and monetary value, but also deep historical meaning, reflecting a nation pushing forward through economic challenge while maintaining its ideals, which is why collectors feel such a strong emotional and financial connection to this quarter today. What truly makes the 1981 D Liberty Quarter Dollar worth a lot of money is not just its age, but its scarcity and pristine condition, because during 1981, most quarters were heavily circulated, used in vending machines, parking meters, and everyday transactions, leaving very few examples preserved in mint state condition, and even fewer with exceptional strikes, clean surfaces, full details, and original luster. And when such a coin is professionally graded at the highest levels, its value can skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, placing it firmly among the elite modern U.S. coin rarities. Another major factor driving the massive value of this quarter is the presence of rare minting characteristics and errors that collectors crave, including weak strikes, off-center impressions, die clashes, double details, and unusual surface textures. And when these features appear on a 1981 D Liberty Quarter in outstanding condition, the coin becomes a once-in-a-lifetime find, often triggering bidding wars at auctions and private sales, where serious collectors and investors are willing to pay premium prices, pushing the current market value to around $779,343 for the most desirable specimens. The Denver Mint, marked by the iconic D on the coin, played a crucial role in producing quarters during this era, yet very few were set aside with the intention of long-term preservation, which means today's supply of top-grade examples is extremely limited, and as demand continues to rise from collectors worldwide, prices continue to climb, reinforcing the idea that the 1981 Liberty quarter dollar is not just a collectible, but a powerful investment asset within the U.S. coin market. In today's market, interest in rare modern quarters has exploded, especially as new generations of collectors realize that valuable coins are not limited to the 1800s or early 1900s, and the 1981 Liberty quarter stands at the center of this movement, proving that even coins from the late 20th century can be worth a fortune if they possess the right combination of rarity, condition, history, and collector demand, which is exactly why this coin is now being closely examined by coin dealers, grading services, and treasure hunters across the globe. The current value of $779,343 reflects not only the coin's physical attributes, but also the psychology of the market, where scarcity meets desire, and where collectors compete to own a piece of history that others overlooked for decades. And as more people become aware of this quarter's potential, the available supply continues to shrink, pushing prices even higher and cementing its reputation as one of the most valuable Liberty quarter dollar coins from the modern era. This is why it is so important to check your old coin collections, inherited jars, safety boxes, and even forgotten drawers, because the 1981 Liberty quarter dollar may be sitting quietly among ordinary change, waiting to be discovered, and if you happen to find one in exceptional condition or with unusual characteristics, you could be holding a coin that represents life-changing money, a true hidden treasure that connects everyday Americans to the rich and complex story of U.S. coinage, here at Rare U.S. Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious modern U.S. coins that collectors everywhere are hunting for, the Liberty quarter dollar coin USA dated 1983 a coin that on the surface looks ordinary but beneath that simple design carries a story of history, scarcity, and incredible value that can reach an astonishing current market figure of $779,344, making it one of the most exciting quarters ever discussed in the numismatic world. The 1983 Liberty quarter dollar was struck during a very unusual and important period in United States minting history, a time when America was facing economic pressure, inflation concerns, and major changes in how coins were produced, handled, and saved by the public. And this single year stands out because official mint sets were not produced, which means collectors did not have the usual high-quality preserved examples that exist for most other years, causing an immediate and lasting scarcity in top condition that continues to drive demand higher every single year. What makes the 1983 Liberty quarter so special is not just the year or the Denver mint mark, but the reality that most of these coins entered circulation immediately and were heavily used, scratched, worn, and damaged, leaving only a tiny number of surviving examples in pristine, near-perfect condition. And it is these rare survivors that command massive prices today, especially when combined with strong strikes, original luster, and flawless surfaces that grading experts recognize as elite. The design of the Liberty quarter dollar represents the strength, stability, and enduring spirit of the United States, and when collectors hold a high-grade 1983 example, they are holding a snapshot of American history from the early 1980s, a time of change, resilience, and economic rebuilding, which adds emotional and historical depth to the coin far beyond its face value of just 25 cents. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to the 1983 Liberty quarter because it sits at the intersection of modern rarity and historical importance, and unlike older coins that were already known to be scarce at the time of minting, this coin became rare quietly, almost accidentally, as millions were spent and lost to time while only a handful were saved in exceptional condition, creating a perfect storm for explosive value growth in the collector market. Today, the current market value of the finest known examples of the 1983 Liberty quarter dollar has reached an incredible $779,344, a figure that continues to shock new collectors and excite seasoned professionals, because it proves once again that extraordinary value can be found in unexpected places, sometimes even in coins that once passed through everyday hands without a second glance. The coin market now recognizes the 1983 Liberty quarter as a modern classic, with auction records, private sales, and collector demand pushing prices upward as competition intensifies. and as fewer top-grade examples remain available, ownership of one becomes not just a financial investment but a badge of honor within the numismatic community. As awareness grows through channels like Rare U.S. Coins 1, more people are checking their collections, inherited coin jars, and old rolls searching for this legendary quarter, hoping to discover a life-changing treasure hiding in plain sight. And while most examples will be worth far less, the dream of finding that rare high-grade coin keeps the excitement alive and fuels the passion that makes coin collecting so powerful. The story of the 1983 Liberty quarter dollar teaches us a timeless lesson in numismatics, that rarity is not always about age, and value is not always obvious at first glance, because sometimes history, circumstance, and survival combine to transform an everyday object into a priceless artifact worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you love discovering coins that can change lives, uncovering the secrets of American money, and learning which U.S. coins are truly worth a fortune today, make sure you stay connected with Rare U.S. Coins 1. Today's video is one you absolutely do not want to miss because we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious, most talked about, and most underestimated modern American coins ever struck, the 1989 Liberty quarter dollar coin, a United States quarter that has shocked collectors, stunned investors, and rewritten what many people thought was possible for a coin still found in circulation. A coin whose current market value has reached an astonishing $779,345, turning pocket change into a life-changing discovery and proving once again that rare U.S. coins can quietly hide in plain sight for decades before revealing their true worth. The story of the 1989 Liberty quarter dollar begins in an era of change for the United States Mint, a time when production was high, demand for circulating coinage was strong, and subtle variations in minting quality could mean the difference between a common coin and a legendary rarity. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the small but powerful P Mint mark, this quarter carries the legacy of American liberty, strength, and precision craftsmanship. While millions of quarters were produced that year, only a microscopic number survived with the exact combination of factors that elevate this coin into the elite class of high-value numismatic treasures. This is where history, rarity, and perfection collide. What makes the 1989 Liberty quarter dollar so special is not just its age, but the extraordinary circumstances surrounding select specimens. Certain examples were struck with exceptional detail, razor-sharp lettering, flawless surfaces, and an almost mirror-like finish that defies the mass-production nature of circulating coinage. Some are believed to have been struck from early dies, before wear softened the design, resulting in breathtaking clarity in Liberty's features, the eagle, and every tiny design element. Others show ultra-rare minting anomalies, microscopic alignment characteristics, and metal flow patterns that seasoned grading experts consider once-in-a-generation phenomena. Collectors around the world hunt relentlessly for quarters like this because the market understands one simple truth: rarity plus demand equals explosive value. Over the years, as more coins were damaged, spent, melted, or simply worn down through everyday use, the surviving top-grade 1989 Liberty quarter dollars became increasingly scarce. When one finally appears in a high-level certified condition, the numismatic community takes notice instantly. Auction houses buzz, collectors compete fiercely, and prices soar beyond expectations, pushing the coin into the realm of six-figure legends. The historical significance of this quarter is deeply tied to America's enduring commitment to liberty and economic stability at the close of the 1980s. This was a time of global change, technological growth, and renewed interest in tangible assets. Coins from this period reflect not only monetary history but cultural momentum, and collectors today view the 1989 Liberty quarter dollar as a snapshot of American resilience and progress. Owning one is not just about money, it is about holding a physical piece of U.S. history that has survived untouched while the world changed around it. Now let's talk about the current market value, because this is where the story becomes truly unbelievable. Verified elite specimens of the 1989 Liberty quarter dollar have reached a current value of $779,345, a number that continues to shock new collectors and excite seasoned investors. This valuation is driven by extreme scarcity, pristine condition, professional grading recognition, and intense collector demand. In today's market, where rare U.S. coins are increasingly seen as safe haven assets. Coins like this are no longer just collectibles, they are powerful investment vehicles with global appeal. Market trends show that high-grade modern U.S. quarters are experiencing a surge in interest, especially those with documented rarity and exceptional preservation. Investors are moving away from volatile assets and turning toward historically proven stores of value, and rare coins stand at the top of that list. The 1989 P. Liberty quarter dollar has become a symbol of this shift, proving that even relatively recent coins can outperform traditional investments when rarity and condition align perfectly. What makes this story even more thrilling is the possibility that undiscovered examples still exist. Somewhere, in an old collection, a forgotten roll, or even a drawer that hasn't been opened in decades, another 1989 P. Liberty quarter dollar could be waiting to be found. This is why collectors check every quarter, why dealers examine mint marks with magnification, and why stories like this inspire people around the world. One coin, one moment of discovery, can change everything. At Rare U.S. Coins 1, we believe every coin has a story, but some stories are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1989 P. Liberty quarter dollar is proof that knowledge is power in the world of numismatics. Understanding history, recognizing quality, and staying informed about the market can turn curiosity into opportunity. This coin reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance, and that patience, passion, and attention to detail can unlock extraordinary rewards. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most valuable modern quarters, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare U.S. Coins 1.